Hi everybody, it's Sharon here. Sorry I sound like a man. Uh, I've been really sick over the last week, but I just thought I'd do a real quick video now that I'm starting to feel a little bit better. I sound worse than I am. But anyhow, I just wanted to today go over vanishing point or 1 point perspective. When you're drawing from life, you really need to have perspective on your drawings in order to fit everything on the page and in order to get everything in alignment with each other. If you want to draw from life, that's how you would do it. Vanishing point or 1 point perspective is the easiest part of perspective to learn. No reason to be intimidated by it. I was very intimidated by it at first, but I think that going over it today with you, you'll see just how easy it is. If you already understand it, then you may want to skip over this video, but I wanted to do this for people who might not quite understand perspective or avoid it altogether or avoid drawing buildings like I did for a long time because I was intimidated by perspective too. So, oops. Anyway, let me get a clean sheet of paper here and I will just go over it with you really quick. I was gonna do it in pen, but I think my pen's running out of ink. Let me just see if I can advance some ink real quick. I'm sorry. My pen here is very low. I don't want to dribble on my, oops, wrong end. So anyway, when you're thinking about 1 point perspective or vanishing point, the thing that you would think about is like, okay, let's say for instance, you're looking down a road, and as you're looking down the road, you notice that like if you were to look down at your feet or look side to side, that the road is maybe 20 feet across approximately. But if you're starting to look straight ahead down the road, it starts to narrow. It gets narrower and narrower until it gets to a fine pencil point. That would be your vanishing point. And the way to see your vanishing point, whether you're sitting, standing, is regardless, laying down on the ground, whatever. It is always straight ahead with your eyes pointed straight ahead, not up or down. That's where you find your vanishing point. So if I were to draw my vanishing point on a piece of paper, then what I would do is think about my landscape, how much sky, ground, whatever it is I want, and then I'd place my vanishing point on that piece of paper in pencil. Obviously, I'm doing it in pen so that you can see it because pencil is hard to see on video sometimes. So let's say I'm going to put a row of buildings in, and I've got this road. And I want it to widen out on the page. I'm going to bring it from the vanishing point out, just a straight line, all the way down. I don't know if I have enough ink in my pen. I may have to get a different pen. And then this side I bring out too. So now I've got my road set. I've got my 20 feet across or 15 or 10 or whatever it is, and then it vanishes into thin air. Now, to put in my buildings, obviously, the ones that are further back are going to be taller buildings, right? Like maybe that tall. I need to find another pen here. Let me see if I have another pen I can use. I got pencils, I got a water brush. Oh, here's one. Okay. These are good pens. These Uni Pin Fine Line. They're waterproof and they're awesome. I buy them by the box. These are 0.4. I love these pens. So anyway, this one's a new one, I think. Yeah, so it should come out really good. So let me draw this in a little bit darker. Sorry, it's hard to draw a straight line when I'm looking over the camera. This isn't very straight either. Your buildings are always going to be straight up and down unless you're trying to bend them on purpose, but we'll get to that in a minute. But your angles of the roof lines, the windows, the doorways, all of that, they have to meet correctly to your vanishing point. So we know that our buildings in the back or toward us are going to be or in the front toward us, are going to be bigger. The ones in the distance might be smaller. Maybe they'll be this big. Now, in order to get my roof line correct, I'm just going to draw a line all the way up to from the vanishing point. That's my roof line right there. And then I can bring this side down. And there's my first building set on that angle. And then let's say the second one's about this tall. I would, again, check my vanishing point line, bring it straight up like that, and then bring it back down. Now, if you want to get, that isn't very straight. If you want to get technical, you can use a ruler, but, you know, you want to keep your style too. You don't have to do an architectural drawing. And then let's say the next one is shorter again. I'll make it from here. I would, again, use my vanishing point and bring it up and then bring it down. And we got to finish this building off because it's showing in the background. So we'll just bring that back. That should have gone down a little bit, not up. And then this next one I think I'll make really tall. So again, we bring the vanishing point. Oops, I'm off a little bit again. Up and down. And then my next one is going to be short. We'll do it from here. So you get the idea. And then the same thing goes for the windows and the doors. You would have them all running from that vanishing point. So let's say the height of this door, I want to have it about this big. Okay. I would use the vanishing point and bring it out. And then this would come across, bring it down, and there's my door. Now, all the other buildings might have their doors the same height, and if they do, they would all run along that same vanishing point line because I'm getting further into the distance. So this doorway, if it's the same height, would be there, and this one, just like that, and so on, all the way into the distance. Of course, these lines would disappear. And the same goes for windows. If I was putting a window in, if I want a nice big window here, put in my vanishing point, and then I need one on the bottom as well, because I don't have a ground line. So there's my window angle right there. And if I wanted to put shutters in, they would stay on that same angle as well. Just like that. And that's how simple vanishing point or one-point perspective is. So there's no reason to be intimidated by one-point perspective. It's very simple, very easy. Just practice it and then go out and draw a building and use that one-point perspective line, and you'll have it down. There is one artist, though, that I really like that does whimsical style urban sketches. That I really admire her work. Like, her buildings might bend like this. They might come in, and then she may have the angle for the perspective, right? And then it comes down like this. And then the back of the building would come down like this. And then she'd have her doors leaning and all of that. Still staying in perspective, of course, that isn't, but this would be. But anyway, she does these bent buildings, and they're the coolest thing. I just love her work. Here's her name. It is Benedetta Dossi. She's a young woman. I think she's from Italy by the sounds of the name. Google her name. Check out her work. Her work is so cool. I really, really love her work. And you can see how she does this bent style with her drawings. She just kind of bends them over. And she'll even do things where she's kind of got the paper on an angle when she starts, and she still bends them. And so if you looked at them this way, they look like they're almost bending to the ground. Or if you look at them this way, they're kind of sort of straight up, but not quite straight up. It's really cool. So go check out her work. If you're into that kind of thing, it is the coolest. I really admire her work a lot. But anyway, please comment below if there's something that you want me to work on in my next video. I still need to get back with the pastels. I've just not been feeling well enough to do it, and I'm not even in my studio today. I'm working on a coffee table. So, but please comment, please like if this helped you, and please subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.